Come on into our homestead property today as we look for predators and local wildlife to have an awareness of what's on our property. This is a pretty large looking track. I'm actually surprised by the size of it. I thought this was going to be our local feral cat. And the way that the tracks are stacking up on top of each other, two paw prints together, I think that is a cat. It goes quite a ways across the property. Not sure where this cat actually stays, so I'm going to go on a little adventure. We have a nice long lane near our house, but I lost the cat's tracks on this as soon as he got to this packed down snow. I'm going to go for a little wander and see if I can find where he went back into the snow. Well, I see some tracks here. I don't know what they are, but they go off onto the hill and then they turn around and loop back. I'm going to have to find out what that is. It's all filled in with snow. I can't tell what it is. That could be deer. It's so hard to tell with all that snow knocked back into it. Well, looking at that, it could be deer with cat tracks on top of it. And again, that looks like it might be deer tracks with, actually now I'm looking at it, maybe dog tracks on top of it. Cat or dog, I can't tell. That definitely looks like a dog track in there. The claws are not retracted. Can you see that? We do have a neighbor who doesn't tie up his dog, so it could be that. Hopefully it's not a coyote. And here, see, it comes up to here, it stops, and then it turns around and goes back. Let's investigate that again. Yeah, I really think that's a dog track. I would hope. This seemed to come out of the neighboring cornfield. I hope that it's not coyote. Yeah, I think that's a dog of some kind. Here's where I saw it in the edge of the neighbor's field. And it was heading toward our place from there. Where did he come from? Oh, I hope that wasn't a coyote. That was too close to my chickens for comfort, let me tell you. I found some more tracks near the neighbor's barn. And that would be our cat. And it leads right into the barn. We have something interesting here. Some animal, can't tell again what it is. It might be deer tracks, it might be dog tracks. Something has wandered into the woods. And actually I think it might be dog and deer because it goes two ways in one set of tracks. The deer tracks make a path one way, and then it looks like the dog walked in the tracks going the other way. I don't know if animals do that or not, but there's a set of tracks. I don't know if you can see from the glare of the sun. There's a set of tracks that comes across from the field there. And then there's this cluster of commotion. And there's a set of tracks that go off that way. And then there's this third set of tracks. That is the one I was just looking at. I need to identify one set of tracks to find out what happened. Was it a predator and a prey? Was it just an animal bedding down? See what I can find. Okay, this time we definitely have deer tracks. Can you see that? And they've come from the field. They've crossed the lane and they've gone into the field again over there, and they've come out and they've crossed the road. My biggest concern with the deer is this is going to be our garden next spring, and it's been fallow for several years, and we're turning it into a garden. I'd like to be able to grow it large enough to be a market garden. We'll see how that goes. And the deer could be a threat to that, and we'll have to put up fencing and deterrent plants and such. Wish me luck. I've got a feat ahead of me. So there is evidence here of the rabbit taking quite a leap from here all the way over to there. And there's a lot of rabbit tracks in that set of bush there, but there's no evidence of the rabbit being caught. And here I found something smaller. Is that a mouse or a rat maybe? Leaping and bounding across the top of the snow. It's gone. There's either two of them or there's been two-way traffic. We have seen a rat on our trail cam near our chicken coop, so it's possible that there's a rat nearby. See its tail dragging in the snow there? And it's not heavy enough to put a deep imprint in the snow from its weight. And then there goes that dog track again up that hill. Apparently, we had a lot more animal traffic here overnight than we did yesterday. Let's go have a look at these tracks. Here's our cat food bowl, and you can see right here the cat sat for a little while and had a feast on that bowl. And he came from behind the house. And then when he walked away, he also walked behind the house. Let's go see what was back there. Oh, he stopped by the composter first to check for mice. Thank you, Mr. Kitty. We had more rabbit traffic back here last night too. What's this one? I can't tell what oh, maybe that was a deer. Yes, that looks like a deer track. And it went right up to the cat food dish too. And there is a second deer track, not far away from the first one. And there's two different, there's lots of tracks there. One came up the hill here and crossed over the yard, and one continued down the trail this way. I know there's at least two here. Look at these tracks all over here. There were no tracks in this section of the yard yesterday, and I know we have cat, rabbit, and deer already. This is funny. What is this? So probably a deer came across the yard here and did something right here in the middle. And maybe he slipped or something, because the tracks split and then come back together. And the rabbit came from back there and trotted across this way. Another rabbit trotted across that way, turned, and oh, they're everywhere. There was a lot of commotion and activity right here. The cat, this one is cat's tracks coming out of here. I checked them, and This must be some rabbit and cat interaction. But that's deer tracks. They're all confluffled together. We have Bambi and Thumper in our yard. Those are deer tracks. A deer came through this crowded section of brush. And the rabbit was underneath of the tree there. They're everywhere. More deer tracks here. This deer was dragging its feet. This yard is just full of tracks. These tracks were not here yesterday. There is one line that I walked through. You can see the heavier tracks there. None of this was here yesterday. And it looks like at least one of those deer is dragging its feet. Right after a snow is the best time to see what predators or wildlife you have in the area. The fresh snow allows you to see deep into the tracks, and you're not just trying to see broken branches and marks in sand or mud or whatever. Having the snow makes it very clear and obvious and easier to identify. It's good to know what's around your property, what may be threatening your livestock or your gardens, and to know what predators, predators and wildlife you might have. So we know we have a feral cat. We know we have coyotes that pass through, rabbits and maybe a rat, and deer. We know there are always 2 deer. We're hoping that this feral cat is keeping the mouse population down. Thanks for joining me today, guys. This is the reality of winter on the homestead. There's Fern!